All right, real estate mogul Jeff Green maintains he simply borrowed an idea from hedge fund manager and friend John Paulson to short subprime bonds. Now he's up $500 million, but down to friendship. Jane Wells has more from her first on CNBC interview with Green. I got to say, Jane, hey, it doesn't matter whose idea it is, right? He acted on it.
Absolutely, and it wasn't an easy thing for him to accomplish. Green is a unique, focused, interesting man living large in Beverly Hills, even though he grew up in Worcester, Mass, where people didn't show off. He's also someone determined not to see his investment history repeat itself, so he went to a friend for advice.
You know, John Paulson, first of all, I want to say I have the utmost respect for.
John Paulson helped Jeff Green make $500 million. Green had already built a fortune in real estate, but after losing it all in the S&L crash of the 90s, he didn't want to get burned again. 2 years ago, he asked his friend, Paulson, a hedge fund manager, for ideas on how to hedge housing.
He told me he was going to be starting a special credit fund, which I told him I'd be interested in investing in. And I asked him, I said, hey, John, can I do this on my own? Because it sounded like such a great idea.
The idea was new at the time, short subprime bonds, what's called a credit default swap of mortgage-backed securities, a complex trade involving big money. But when Green asked Paulson if he could do such a trade on his own...
He didn't tell me don't do it. He said, you won't be able to do it. It's not an individual trade for individuals. You won't get approved.
But Green decided to try. He began researching individual bonds to short, bonds backed by mortgages from states like California, Arizona, and Florida, where the market had gotten too hot. So-called 228 loans, which jump in payments after 2 years, and loans where people did not have to prove income. He convinced Merrill Lynch and J.P. Morgan to let him make the trade. And after losing money at first, Green is currently up an estimated $500 million. Paulson is apparently not pleased and would not let Green into his fund.
He really wasn't happy that I did it on my own, but I haven't really spoken with him since then.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's kind of sad. I mean, but basically it's not, you know, you got to realize John lives in New York, I live in L.A. Our lives are very separate. Even before this, we only saw each other once or twice a year. I'm sure we'll see each other again. I mean, I certainly hope so.
Green calls Paulson a bright man of the highest integrity. Quote, we were very close friends. We asked John Paulson to respond to Green's story, and we're told no comment. Later on the closing bell, Green says the worst is far from over in housing, how he's investing now. And on CNBC.com, all the stories, we're going to post them today, plus a web extra inside Green's antique-filled 40,000 square foot Beverly Hills mansion, the wedding he had there with Mike Tyson as the best man, and why he never pays retail. Aaron?
He's got it pretty good. I mean, thanks, Jane.
He's an interesting guy.
He certainly appears to be. We'll look forward to seeing the rest of those. And now from the family tree to the